Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now August 8th of 2020, and ever since the very end of the Skywalker saga, a lot of fans have been very curious about the future of the Star Wars franchise, and exactly how it's being handled by creator George Lucas, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, Bob Iger, and Chapek over at Disney, and also what it's going to be like now without Kathleen Kennedy's input. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, here's the exciting part about the future of Star Wars, and we've talked about this quite a number of times, is that it's going to be quite exciting to see exactly what the franchise is going to look like without Kathleen Kennedy interfering with a lot of the creative decisions on these new projects, be it a Star Wars TV show or a Star Wars movie at that. Now, one thing is that George Lucas is involved with over 10 years worth of Star Wars projects as we speak, which is a very big deal. This is very important to the process of really making Star Wars back to the way it used to be, pre-Disney era, or pre the Kathleen Kennedy era, as I like to call it. Now, George Lucas, we do know that he was initially involved with the rise of Skywalker before he was put to the wayside by Kathleen Kennedy, where a lot of the scenes that he worked on was unfortunately deleted, and that now Disney's Bob Chapek is really trying to push that JJ cut / Lucas cut of the rise of Skywalker on the Disney Plus sometime in 2023. However, what's really intriguing all has to do with creator George Lucas and, of course, Disney CEO Bob Chapek, and how it actually concerns the Star Wars fans around the world. Now, with both Disney and Lucasfilm now finished with the Skywalker saga, they are now focused on their new Star Wars universe and more. It's explained that behind the scenes, Lucas, Favreau, and Filoni are all working on over 10 years worth of Star Wars projects as of right now. However, it's described that George Lucas is very sorry with the fans and the entire Star Wars community. At one point in time, in an interview with Disney CEO Bob Chapek, Chapek went on to reveal that behind the scenes, George Lucas apologized to the Star Wars fandom to actually have the prequels and to actually send a message to the fans about the prequels, and that he is sorry for not handling those actual movies as best as he could have. It's described that Lucas apologizes for handling the character of Anakin Skywalker a bit improperly for the fans to witness the life of Anakin into becoming Darth Vader, and that George Lucas regrets selling Star Wars over to Disney. However, Lucas is now devoting much of his time behind the scenes to making things right for the fandom by doing amazing things with Anakin Skywalker and actor Hayden Christensen, where further George Lucas apologized and was very sorry about refusing to show up at the world premiere for The Rise of Skywalker, and that Lucas regrets hiring Kathleen Kennedy in the first place and is also very sorry about the major decision as well. So here's the thing about George Lucas. I feel like that he really has nothing to apologize for. I feel like that he doesn't really need to say this to the fans, behind the scenes, or even directly at that eventually. George Lucas, I get it, with the prequels. They had their terrible moments, I will admit. Say what you will about the prequels, whether you love them or hate them. It's got its moments, both good and bad, in each and every movie, there's no doubt about that. I think that nothing can really touch the magic of the original trilogy. There's nothing that really can touch that and never will. You really can't catch lightning in a bottle again, as Mark Hamill likes to state, and I think he's right on that. But one thing that you really can do is that you can really make Star Wars, back to how it was with the prequels, and at the very minimum, the originals, right? So George Lucas, I do feel for the guy. He was put in this position to sell Star Wars because, let's face it, he wanted Star Wars to continue, but he just didn't really feel the energy or the oomph, if you will, to really do it because of what happened with the prequels, the amount of criticism that he received. It just drained him emotionally and, mentally and all of that. He really just could not go through with it all, and he wanted to focus more on his family and his own personal life, and I can understand that. So this entire scenario now, where we've got, George Lucas trying to make it up to the fans by devoting a portion of his life to setting up this new universe, I think that's very exciting, and I think that's a very good thing of him to do. The fact that he's working with Filoni, who is often described as the true protege of George Lucas, and how he's also working with Jon Favreau. This is the man that is labeled as the next George Lucas by Bob Iger. Iger sees a lot of George within Jon Favreau, and that's one good sign here that Favreau is really going to lead the way when it comes to Star Wars. So let me know what you guys think about George Lucas, because George, at the end of the day, right, he is the man who created this franchise. If it weren't for him, we would not be standing here today talking about Star Wars, period, be it the prequels, originals, or even the sequels or the TV shows. So I think that, honestly, a lot of fans are very happy to see him back in some ways. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know anything about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.